Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. Welcome to another edition of Defense and Diplomacy. I'm your host, Sultan M. Hali. The fraternal ties between China and Pakistan are based on such a solid edifice that it requires little elaboration. But 2011, we complete 60 years of the diplomatic ties between China and Pakistan, and part of the celebrations are that we discuss today and take advantage of the opportunity because we have in our studio today none other than Ambassador Masood Khan, who is holding aloft the flag of Pakistan in the capital city of Beijing. Welcome, sir. Last year, 18th of March, while addressing a seminar on the same topic, and I suppose it's your pet subject, Pak-China relations, you mentioned a term, soft power. Could you elaborate this slightly for the benefit of our viewers, sir?
Well, this is soft power of close bonds between Pakistan and China. And they are anchored into the hearts of the people, and that's why we call it soft power. It's not hard power. And our relationship is called all-weather and time-tested friendship. We also use poetic expressions. These expressions are used by the leadership and common people, researchers and scholars. What we mean by that? I mean, what are these poetic expressions? Expressions like that our relationship is, or our friendship is higher than the mountains, deeper than the oceans, that it is sweeter than honey. And when Premier Wen Jiabao was here last December, he also used poetic expressions. He called Pakistan-China friendship as an evergreen tree. And he also said that it was like a solid rock. Usually when you go to Europe or United States or other well-developed countries, they would spend millions of dollars to create this soft power. But we already have this asset between Pakistan and China. This is because of our long-standing relationship. This is also because we've been good to each other. And people at the grassroots level, the streets in Beijing and Islamabad realize that we care for each other. And that is the source of soft power between our two nations.
So soft power is actually the love and the bondage between the two people. And it's different from hard power, which is based on technology and infrastructures.
Absolutely. And I'll go a step further, because this is people-to-people contact, people-to-people exchanges. We share each other's joys and griefs, and we mourn with each other.
And we have seen it in the
yes.
times of the calamities and vicissitudes which people of Pakistan have faced. We found our brothers in China solidly behind us in the time of the earthquake, in the time of the deluge, the terrible floods we had last year. China came out very strong for our support. Let's take it a little further, sir. Let's talk about defense cooperation, because I remember as a youngster in 1965 when we went for war, I was studying in public school Sargodha. And the moment the war ended, Pakistan was granted the F-6 aircraft, which was based on the MiG-19. At that time, China was not so advanced technologically. But these, when they arrived in the airfield of Sargodha, we were so excited that I can't tell you. Now, so many years have passed. What do you have to say about the defense cooperation, sir?
We have strong strategic partnership between the two countries. And I would say the defense cooperation between the two countries constitutes the backbone of strategic partnership. And this covers lots of fields. As we've already mentioned, China has always helped us. They helped us during 1965 war, in 1971. Later also, whenever we are facing difficult circumstances, China is there to help us. We have also reciprocated. We have also try to help China in different manners, and they recognize that. By going back to defense cooperation, I would say that today we have robust defense cooperation between the two countries. It encompasses several areas and dimensions. I would say that joint exercises between the two countries, which are becoming very frequent between the armed forces of the two countries, are very productive. Last year there was a joint exercise in Ningxia in China. The theme was counterterrorism, and this year also we've had two exercises.
If you hold that thought for a second, sir, I'll just come to it. Let's talk, while talking about defense cooperation, we need to also, I believe, talk about the joint ventures we are having. In the Air Force, the JF-17 Thunder, the K-8 Karakoram, the Al-Khalid main battle tank, the Navy's F-22 frigate.
Yeah, in fact, I was coming to that. What I was saying that exercises when two armed forces join their forces, join hands and conduct exercises and constitute or build one platform that shows the closeness that they have already acquired, the confidence that the two armed forces enjoy. And this year I was mentioning that there were two exercises between the two air forces, and the Chinese Navy participated in a multinational naval exercise that was organized and hosted by our Navy here in Pakistan.
Aman 11.
Yes. Yes, joint production is another facet, and this has developed very fast, very productively, and this has been mutually beneficial for China, for Pakistan. I mean, the most celebrated joint production has been in the realm of aircraft, GF-17. We take it as symbol of Pakistan-China friendship. Then, of course, F-22P frigates you have mentioned. There are many other platforms which have been produced by China and Pakistan.
But the most important aspect of these joint ventures is that China is the only country which is willing to share transfer of technology to Pakistan with no strings attached.
Yes, and vice versa, because I would say that this relationship is mutually beneficial. And we have shared our technology, our expertise, our experience with China most generously, and of course we have benefited from China's expertise.
You mentioned the joint exercises, but I believe a strategic partnership exists between China and Pakistan, especially to tackle terrorism, which is a common enemy.
Before I go to counterterrorism, I'd go to the definition of strategic partnership. Pakistan and China contribute to peace and security in the region. I mean, that's the main objective of their partnership. And their relationship has been a factor of stability in the region. It has brought about peace. And that's why this relationship between Pakistan and China is cited as a model relationship. This is a model in interstate relations. And within that context, of course, we have opposed terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. China recognizes that Pakistan has given so many sacrifices in the fight against terrorism, but we have also jointly tried to eliminate the threat of terrorism. And we have been collaborating with each other, and we have produced results. In fact, we have been successful in defeating or pushing back the forces of terrorism together.
Right, sir. So what about the efforts to counter terrorism? Some of the aspects you mentioned was the exercises. What else is there? Is there any mechanism for exchange of information, intelligence?
Definitely. I mean, intelligence sharing is part of that. Therefore, there has to be interdepartmental consultation. The agencies, relevant agencies, they remain in touch with each other. We have consultation between the foreign ministries. We also have consultations at the highest level. The President, the Prime Minister, and the Armed Forces leadership, they continue to exchange not only information but perceptions, and they coordinate their strategies. And as I said, that our efforts have been productive.
So the strategic partnership is definitely based upon a very solid edifice. Pakistan, sir, is undergoing a crisis as far as the energy shortage is concerned. In fact, the whole world is. Our next door neighbor, India, managed to have a civil nuclear treaty with the US, which unfortunately was denied to us. But again, we find that it was our all-weather friend China which has offered similar things to us. Could you shed some light on it, sir?
Yes, we have a long-standing relationship, and our cooperation has been transparent. It has been under IAEA safeguards, and it is geared towards one purpose, that is development of nuclear energy for peaceful purposes. And I think that since our cooperation is above board, we have been talking about it publicly, and we have this I can tell you that this kind of cooperation between Pakistan and China is very solid, and we would continue to cooperate with each other in the future.
And it should not alarm anyone because it is, as you mentioned, under the aegis of the IAEA safeguards.
Why should it? I think that there was a deal in our neighborhood between the United States and India, and in fact the NSG endorsed it, IAEA endorsed it. It was a departure from the accepted norms, and yet it was endorsed by the international community. And so is our cooperation. And this is in accordance with the international law. So there should be no objection to it, there should be no reservations. In fact, I would say that other countries, like the United States, Europeans, they should step forward and help us bolster our effort in the field of civil nuclear energy.
Right. Let's talk about the realm of education. There is a hadith which is attributed to the Holy Prophet, of course, which says that you must acquire education, even if you have to go to China. And now it seems that there is a realization of the same theme, that we are sending a number of students to China, and Chinese are coming here to study. Could you discuss this with us?
Yes. I would say that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, his hadith which we cite, it was precocious by centuries. He had foreseen China today.
There's an element of prescience to it.
Yes, because he could see that China would develop like that. Now everybody is coming to China, from North America to Europe to from all Asian countries. Everybody is headed towards Beijing. We are there. We have a privileged position, as a matter of fact. Pakistan is a next door neighbor. We are joined by rivers and mountains. We also, as I said earlier, we're joined by this warmth and affection that we have for each other. But education, you mentioned education. There are about 6,000 Pakistani students studying in China. They are in different disciplines, but most of them are in medicine and engineering. They're also studying Chinese language, and they're doing well there. We are also emphasizing that more students should enroll in postgraduate courses there, particularly in basic sciences and advanced sciences and science and technology, disciplines like nanotechnology, biotechnology. In these disciplines, China is doing very well. We also believe that this should not be a one-way traffic. Chinese students should be coming to Pakistan. We should also invest in language teaching. And I think this year, as you said in your introductory remarks, this year is the year of friendship between Pakistan and China. And we are encouraging that Chinese language should be taught here in major universities. And some universities have already taken an initiative, and they've started Chinese